From shopping to traveling, family get-togethers to gifts, all those gifts, let's be serious, the holidays can sometimes feel a little less than joyful. But there are things you can do to help ease yourself through this time of year. And Jennifer Velton, Senior Director of Trauma Services at CarePlus NJ, is here to help us manage our mental health as we navigate all the expectations of the holiday season. Jennifer, so good to have you with us. What advice do you have for folks who are really struggling to just manage all the expectations that come with this time of year?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot for all of us, right? So I think what folks can really take some time to think about is changing our perspective. This takes some time, by the way, to get used to, but can we make a shift from what I have to do to what I get to do? If we can start to make a shift around our own internal perspective, it brings joy back in small ways. We also really need to keep in mind that everything is optional, truly. And I know we all say, no, I have to do this. I have to go to this family thing. I must do this. If we can change our perspective that things in life are optional, many things, especially social things, and can I let go of some things, some of those expectations, and then really cultivate and focus on the connections of things that bring me joy and that I want to do. Those would be my top three things for folks to keep in mind as we're coming to this full holiday season next week.
That's a great point. You make me think of just myself this year saying, like, we've got to scale back all the family gifts. We don't need to buy for everyone in the family, and finding a lot
Right.
of joy in that. Um, that also comes to, I think, an issue that a lot of people are feeling right now, which is affordability. Would you apply
Yeah.
that same advice to folks who are feeling a lot of financial strain right now?
Right. Yes, absolutely. And I would say I'm in the same boat. It's across the board, the cost of everything. What I would really recommend for that is also change expectations, as you were just mentioning, around gift giving. So I've had conversations with my family this year along the lines of, are we really buying presents for each other as brothers and sisters? Are we focusing more on the nieces, the nephews, the children in our lives? And even with that, so let's hope maybe that we can trim down the list, but even with that, are we focusing on maybe gifts of connection? Can I take my nieces out and go and do something that we enjoy? Can I get them something that's maybe not the biggest holiday thing on the hot toy list, but something that they're going to really enjoy doing, which could be more cost conscious? I think we have to give ourselves permission for that too. We don't have to be that aunt, that mom, whoever we are that's giving the biggest, most expensive gift.
Yeah.
When you talk to your loved ones, often they'll tell you that the best gifts are the ones that brought you time together.
Yeah, that's a great point. That time together is fun for some, not as fun for others.
Yeah.
How do we navigate family gatherings when there's tension, when there's politics
Yeah.
at play, or just when it's really hard and everyone's stress levels are higher?
Right. So I think the first thing is, let's evaluate our expectations. To be fair, some level of stress is totally normal and to be expected. That's a lot of folks under one roof. So I think if you can even say to yourself and prepare yourself, you know what? Some level of disagreement and some level of discomfort is probably going to be present around the table. You're going to be better prepared for it. So, first of all, evaluating those expectations. Secondly, then I always ask myself, is it a manageable amount of stress? To be fair, it's short lived, right? I'm with my family, the larger extended family, maybe for 4 hours. Can I kind of work through it? If the answer is no, how can I set limits and boundaries? Because I'm not a big fan of forcing people to do things that truly are going to be bad for them. So if I review the expectations, I discuss with myself, is it manageable? I can then set those limits and boundaries. If the answer is no,
Yeah.
it's no.
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, I can make a better plan for it.
How about carving out space to go in a quiet room and bring yourself back
Yes,
down to? I know that sometimes helps.
100%.
For some, the holidays are not joyful. It's a reminder of grief or loss.
Yeah.
What is your advice to folks who feel that should be a time of joy, but really just amplifies the grief they're experiencing?
So It's very challenging. The holidays, big celebrations, especially if we are dealing with grief and loss. What I talk with my clients about, and also what I try to remember for myself, is we as humans are capable of feeling more than one thing at a time. And so, if we can give ourselves grace that I am allowed to still feel joy in those moments when joy is present, for example, glowing, twinkling lights, those moments bring me joy personally. If I can allow myself to feel that joy and at the same time grieve and honor loved ones that might not be with me physically or perhaps I'm estranged from, I give myself permission to be a complete human and feel more than one thing at a time. I think when we get really stuck in this, I should only feel sad or I should only feel happy, we don't give ourselves the space to really have a full human array of emotions. And that really does more damage to us.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Great point. A lot of folks are going to head out onto the roads. Some are going to fly. Some are going to take public transportation. What advice do you give travelers as they head out, maybe for preparing or for managing what can sometimes feel like overwhelming traffic and congestion?
Oh boy, especially in New Jersey, right?
For sure.
So we want to always keep in mind again, like thinking ahead. So if I tell myself in advance, driving around on Christmas Day or driving around nighttime, during Hanukkah, there's going to be more traffic, I can better prepare for it. Perhaps I can leave a little earlier, or I can just sort of laugh in the moments where I can laugh because I'm not in control of the other cars around me. I'm not in control of the airplane. These things are out of my control. Can I try to have that perspective shift of some humor? If that's not possible, because sometimes we're not in that headspace, what can I do to reground myself? So, driving around in northern New Jersey during the holiday season can be super tricky when I'm starting to get myself really amped up while driving. Can I change even the music in the car I'm listening to? Can I maybe go for something more subdued? Can I do a very quick mini mental check in? An example would be like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What are 5 things I can see while I'm driving? What are 4 things I can hear?
Yeah.
What are 3 things I can touch? 2 things that I can smell, and 1 thing I can taste. Just kind of bringing myself back to the moment can really do a lot to get out of that anger space.
All really great advice. Jen Velton, Senior Director of Trauma Services at CarePlus. Thank you so much. Hopefully folks do go into the holiday feeling a little more grounded. Thank you.
Thank you so much.